Warning! This video blog or vlog could contain harsh opinions or foul language. If you do not appreciate said content or material, well, you could just fuck right off.
Greetings, Internet people. RantingRamsay here. How are you all doing today? I'm not doing so badly, except for the fact that, as you can guess by the title, my workplace seems to have been invaded by third-gen Rad Fems. Yeah. Now, before I get into the two instances, I have two different stories that back up my claim that my workplace has been invaded by third-gen Rad Fems. I want to give anecdotal / stereotypical evidence because I have noticed a lot more servers showing up with their natural hair color with a bright blue or a bright red streak. And yes, I understand this is stereotyping, but at the same time, due to my exposure of such things on the internet, it's like, oh shit, you're a fucking feminist, aren't you? Okay, so we're just gonna, for those of you who don't know, I work in the food service industry, and in the particular establishment in which I currently are, we have what's known as an open kitchen, which means that everyone in the dining area and the lobby can see the kitchen and we can see you. So anyway, that having been said, the first instance that makes me say that third-gen Rad Fems are starting to invade or infect my workplace is shortly after the Olympics began. I, because of our open kitchen, was able to view one of the TVs that we have in our establishment. We have a number of... We're not a sports bar, we're just known as a burger tavern. Our main focus is food, but yes, we also serve a number of spirits, be that hard alcohol or beer on tap. Anyway, so in a lull in business, I'm able to look at the screens and I see the U.S. women's team, before they got eliminated, playing a game, and obviously a game of soccer. And obviously, I'm a fan of the sport of soccer. It's my thing. It's a sport I enjoy watching. And so I'm watching the women's team, and a server makes I make a comment of like, oh, who's playing there? Is like because my vision's a little bit bad at distance because I've spent way too many years playing video games with the screen like this far away, you know, and so my distance vision is getting bad. But I could tell it's the U.S. women's team, and I ask, oh, who are they playing against? And I want to say it turned out to be Colombia or Brazil or something like that, a South American team. And then I mentioned just off the cuff, because we had some time, I was like, oh yeah, the U.S. women's national soccer team is one of the most successful national women's soccer team of any nation, which is a fact. The U.S. women's national team does quite well in national competition. And there was a server on the other side of the expo window who decided to come back at me with, yeah, and they only make a fraction of what the men make. Normally in a workplace environment, I would actually, I have the ability to just clamp this shit shut. But for some odd reason, I couldn't help myself, and I stated the fact to this person. I was like, well, part of that is, if not all of that, is because they generate a fraction of the income that the men's national soccer team generates. Even though that the men's national soccer team for the U.S. does not normally do as well in international competitions as the U.S. women's team does, they generate more income through ticket sales, through merchandise sales. They literally generate more income. This is a fact. And the server on the other side of the expo window fires back at me, "Oh my god, that's so untrue. They literally make like 4 times as much money as the men's team does." I should have shut my fucking mouth. But hey, it's me. So I didn't. And she's not even listening to me at this point, but I could not help myself, and I was like, "Gee, I bet you still believe in the wage gap too, don't you?" Oh, holy shit, I might as well have thrown a hand grenade through the fucking expo window. I literally had a manager tell me to go take a smoke break. While I'm going to go take my smoke break, I hear the feminists rattling on about, "Oh my god, wage gap!" And so it's like, I was confronted with that whole, the women's soccer team makes so much less money. Look at the fucking statistics, the ticket sales, the revenue brought in by both the U.S. national women and men's team, and see which one is bringing in more income. That's one story. The second story comes in a later time on a different evening, where after I've fulfilled my duties on the line, I'm going back and I go to the dish tank to wash dishes. So I'm washing dishes, and the servers are responsible for making sure that the silverware is racked and washed and then re-rolled so customers have silverware. And so there's a server back there who picks up one of the cutting boards that we use on station, not just your typical, little 2 foot by 1 foot cutting board. It's an actual on-station cutting board, and it has a decent amount of weight to it. And this little waif of a server, maybe 5'6", maybe 105 pounds wet. Like, literally, we're talking about a 5'6", size 1 kind of girl, 110 pounds wet. Like, soaking wet, maybe 110 pounds. She picks up one of the cutting boards and goes, "Oh, wow, that's heavy," as she's lumbering towards where the cutting board needs to go. And me, just being the type of person I am, I make the off-the-hand comment, the off-the-cuff comment of, "Oh, wow, try carrying 3 of them." Innocent enough. It was just a joke. She turns around and says, "Well, you're a lot stronger than me." I forgot to mention, this is one of those servers that has a pixie-style haircut, all short, a little bit of length on top, almost kind of like mine if mine were to be faggoty. But, so, with blue streak, like bright blue. So, your typical internet bedroom feminist is to whom I made this comment, the whole, "Oh, well, go ahead and try carrying 3 of them." She turns around and says, "Well, you're a lot stronger than me." I know better, but for some odd reason, the brain-to-mouth filter shuts the fuck off, and I say, So you're admitting that such a thing as sexual dimorphism exists? Oh, holy fucking shit! I could not have said anything more bad at this particular moment, because this little third-gen Rad Fem, with her little pixie haircut and her blue-dyed hair, refuses to say anything and just gets instantly pissed. Like, you have... And my manager even's like, dude, drop it. Drop what? Sexual dimorphism exists. That is the difference. Any species that has male and female components, sexual fucking dimorphism exists. It is a thing. And yet, even my manager was like, oh, dude, just drop it. Just drop it. To the funny point where this fucking third-gen Rad Fem bitch, this little fucking whiny fifi cunt, gets so emotional that she has to go outside because I pointed out to her that she fucking acknowledged that sexual dimorphism exists. I am not a fit individual. I am about 6 foot and about 210 pounds of fucking beer belly. You know, it's like I don't have much mass to go on. I got a little bit of mass, but I am not a big guy. I am not some hugely muscular dude. One of these cutting boards is heavy. Try carrying 3 of them. Oh my god! Oh, you've hurt my fifis! You've pointed out that sexual dimorphism exists, and that just doesn't jibe with my little Tumblr world! Thankfully, no consequences have come from this. For me. Even though the incident was... Both of these incidents were actually fucking documented by my employer. Think about that. Let's rewind. Me saying that the U.S. women's national soccer team does not make as much money as the men's U.S. national soccer team because they don't bring in as much money. They don't generate the revenue. That was a documentable offense, apparently. Me noting, pointing out a truth of biology to a third-gen Rad Fem, saying, so you're admitting sexual dimorphism is a thing, is a documentable fucking thing? Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, that is simply fucking asinine. Third-gen Rad Fems. Coming to your workplace soon.
Hey, did you get all that, man?
Douche.